Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Recently I did a vote type thing on Twitter of a sea green and silver halo eye and a pink and purple half cut crease, and you guys voted, the most votes were for the pink and purple half cut crease, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. I already did one eyebrow and one eye off camera, and I'm going to do this eyebrow and this eye on camera. First, I'm going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Dark Brown and my ABH eyebrow brush in number 12. And first, I like to brush through my eyebrow, make sure that it's all smooth out or whatever. There's no hairs everywhere. And then, I just dip right in and I get what I think that I need. And I always put the sides of the brush on my hand like this and get any extra off that's clumpy on the sides of the brush. And first I go in the middle part of my eyebrow to the end, and then I come back to the middle, or the front, where there's so it's not as dark. And I just follow the normal shape of my eyebrow. I don't really overfill or anything like that because I like the shape of my eyebrows. So that's how I do the end part. And then I go back in and I just get a little bit. I don't get very much. And do the same thing where I wipe it off on my hand a little bit. And I go a little bit past the front of my eyebrow because I want them to be a little bit closer together. So I just do one line like this underneath my eyebrow, and I do one on top, and then after that I kind of even it out, and then I go really light-handed through the front of my eyebrow so that it's not as dark as the back, because I don't want it to look like a straight line in the front. And then once I do the front of my eyebrow, I just get a little bit more product on the brush and I make hair strokes up in the front so that it looks like your real eyebrow. And I kind of blend them into my natural hairs so that they look real. And then once I'm done with that, I take the spoolie on the other end and I brush through the product that I just put at the front so that it's not so harsh. And I brush through the rest of my eyebrow. And if you don't really like the way it looks, you can go back in and fill in some more areas. It looks kind of messy, but we're going to I take Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Light Sand, and I put some of it on my hand, just like that much. And then I take, you can take any flat brush, but I take the one from the original Naked, the Naked palette. And I take the smaller end because it's flatter. And I get some on my brush. And then to clean up your eyebrows, you're just gonna I go underneath and I just follow the exact line that I did, just to correct any mistakes that I made where there's product where I don't want it to be. And then after that, I'm gonna take more of the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and this is what I like to use as my eyeshadow base. You can use any eyelid primer, but I think that this works the best for me. It might not work the best for you, but this is what I like to use. And then you're going to blend that out with your damp beauty blender all over your eyelid, so you have a nice eyeshadow base. And then when you're done with that, I like to take the Coty Airspun powder and it's just like a translucent setting powder. But I don't like to use it on my face because it has really bad flashbacks, so I just use it to set my eyelids. And I take this Real Techniques brush and set my eyelid with it. If you have creases in your concealer, you just take your beauty blender and you blend them out, and then you go back and you set it really lightly. I don't use a lot because I don't want it to be like really thick so that it like doesn't let your eyeshadow blend as good. I just do a really light layer of the translucent powder. And then when you're done with that, we're gonna get into the eyeshadow. So today I'm gonna be using the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette and the Morphe 35B palette. This is the Huda Beauty one, and this is the Morphe 35B. First, I'm gonna take my blending brush from Morphe. It's a small one. It's like this big. It doesn't have a number on it, but this is what it looks like. It came in a set with like other face brushes and more eyeshadow brushes, and it was like in a leather bag, so if you look them up, just know that it's in a leather bag. And I have this little thing, and it has like a scratchy thing in the middle, and you just use it to wipe off your brushes so you don't have to get a new one, and it takes all the product off of it. And first, I'm going to go in with the shade Shy as my transition shade, and I just dip into that and I tap a little bit of it off. And the purpose of a transition shade is to like, you put it like throughout your crease and a little bit above, and I'll show you that in a second. And it helps all your other shades that you put on top of it just blend easier and nicer. You don't have to use a transition shade, but you can. I like to because I think that it makes your eyeshadow blend better. So we're just going to take the shade Shy, and you're going to put it, I start like lower in my crease and blend it out there first, and I use like windshield wiper motions and circular motions to blend it. And I like to do like windshield wiper motions first and then use the circular ones to blend it upward. After that, I'm going to take the shade Flamingo from the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. And I'm going to take the same brush, but I'm going to clean it off in my little cleaner thingy. I'm going to take the shade Flamingo, the really bright pink shade right here. And it's going to be the first shade that I put in my crease. And like I said, I'm using the same brush because it's like a really small blending brush, so you can get really precise in your crease. And I like to keep it lower in my crease, not as high as you take the transition shade, because you want to like blend them together so that it looks more like an ombre effect and not like all the same shade or like really harsh. So I just do the same windshield wiper motions throughout my crease, but lower than I did my transition shade, and take it in towards the inside and out, and use circular motions to go up. And I want this to be like brighter than I did my transition shade because I want you to really see the pink. So once that's all blended out, I'm going to take this really bright pink shade from the Morphe 35B right here, and I'm going to put that in kind of the same spot that I put the shade Flamingo from the Huda Beauty palette, but just a little bit lower because it's really bright and I don't want it to be all over my eyelid, on the same brush that I cleaned off my little thing. And I'm going to take it really low at first and just do it like right in my crease like that, and then take it up a little bit. And after that's all blended out and you like the way that it looks, I'm going to take this packer brush from the same Morphe set as the other one. Looks like this. And I'm going to dip into the purple shade, the lighter purple shade in the Morphe palette. It's right here. And I'm going to get some of that on my packer brush. And then I'm going to tap off the excess, and you're going to pack it into like your outer V area, and it looks really bright at first, but once you blend it out, it won't be as prominent, I guess you could say. But you're just going to pack it into your outer V and a little bit above into some of your crease, just your outer crease. And I like to pack colors like this first because it makes them have more pigment than if you would take them on like a fluffy blending brush. So that's why I like to pack mine first. So after you pack it, I'm going to take this bigger blending brush from the same Morphe set as the other brushes, and I'm going to dip back into that same purple shade over here. And I'm just going to get a little bit, not a lot, because you already have a lot in your outer V. I'm going to tap off the excess. And then I'm going to go really lightly over the part that was already packed on. And then I'm going to take a little bit of it up into my crease, but not very much. And kind of blend it out. And it doesn't really matter if it like gets out where you don't want it to be, because when you put your foundation and concealer on, you can just clean it up under there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it out in my outer V and blend it up a little bit. And then I'm just going to take the slightest bit over into the rest of my crease, but not very much, just a tiny bit to make it slightly purple, but you still want to see the other pink that you did earlier. And then after that looks blended like you want, I'm going to take that same packer brush as earlier. I'm going to dip back into the same purple shade and pack it back where it was, because it kind of blended out with the other purple, with the purple that I blended into my crease. So I'm just going to pack that back on there and blend it up just a little bit. After that, I'm going to take the same, sorry, my eyes are watering. I'm going to take the same naked brush that I used earlier to carve out my eyebrows, and I'm going to take some more concealer in the same shade, the Tarte Shape Tape in Light Sand, and put some more on the back of my hand so that you can do your half-cut crease. Something really important about doing half-cut creases is you have to know what kind of eye shape you have. So it's easiest if you take your brush and you dip it into the concealer, and then you put some of the concealer on your eyelid like this, and then you open your eye and look up so you can see where it would touch, so that you know where to bring your half-cut crease up to, so that it doesn't transfer throughout the day when you open your eyes. And then after you get that dot where you see where your cut crease needs to be, you're just going to follow it like this. And it's not a full cut crease, so you're going to bring it, the end of it is going to be like where your dark purple shade started on your outer V. And then you're going to bring it in like this so that you can do the rest of your eyelid. So after you do your half cut crease and you have it the way you like it and it looks the same as the other side, I'm going to take the shade Angelic from the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, and I'm going to take it on a Morphe flat synthetic brush from the same set as the others that I've been using. And I like to just dip it in like normal, and then once you get the kind of like the amount that you want, I like to take MAC Fix Plus and spray it on my brush. And I like to just do this part for like the edge of the cut crease, closest to like where I put the other pink shades, because I like to use my finger for shimmery shades like this if they're hard to work with, and some of them ones from the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette are kind of hard to work with, and they're best if you just use your finger. So for this, I'm just going to take this flat brush and go around the edges of my cut crease where my finger wouldn't really do the best job. After you have like the edge part filled in, I like to just take my pinky, because it's the smallest finger and it's really hard to do it with long fake nails like this, but I'm gonna have to work with it. So I just dip it into the shade like that. It's like a pink shade with like gold, I don't know why I said rose, but gold reflex. And you're just going to take it on your pinky and fill in the rest of your half cut crease like this. and try not to get outside of your cut crease. I'm going to take this really light pinkish purple shade in the Morphe 35B palette, and I'm going to take it on the same finger that I did before with the shade Angelic, and I'm just going to get it on there. It's really light. It's like lavender almost, I guess. And I'm going to take that where the pink shade is meeting the matte purple shade, and I'm just going to kind of blend them together a little bit so that it's not so harsh of a line. Take that same small blending brush as before and kind of blend out anywhere that I got that purple shade that I don't want it to be. And then you're going to go back in with the same packer brush that you used before for the purple shade in your outer V. Dip back into the same purple shade, tap off the excess, and blend those colors together so that it doesn't look patchy or you have a harsh. After that, your top eyeshadow is done until I go back in at the end and add brow bone highlight and the inner corner highlight, but I'm going to do that at the end. So after you do that, you're done with the top of your eyeshadow. And after this, I'm going to do my winged liner. My favorite eyeliner that I like to use is the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. And it's a really skinny brush, and I think that you can get really precise with it. It looks like this. And what I like to do is, the best method I think for doing your winged liner is following the bottom of your waterline and just going straight with that. That's what I do on this side. And you want to try to get them as even as possible. Like, clearly it's hard to get your eyeliner even because I think that you have to be amazing to do that. I don't know. That's just me. But what I like to do is I just like to follow the bottom of my waterline and bring it out. And I'll just show you guys how I do that. I like to check once I draw my line to see if my wings are even. I think this one's a little bit higher, so I'm going to try to draw the line a little bit lower. Like this. Once you have your bottom line where you want it, I like to take it and start from like the middle kinda and bring it inwards. And after you do that, I like to dip back in because it's kind of dry on the end and that makes it hard to make it precise. I just like to dip back in and get off the excess from the brush. And then where it's kind of like choppy at the end, I like to make it like a nice point. So you just go really light-handed and bring it out to a nice point. So that is how you do the wing part. And then after that, I like to draw the wing first and then fill it in and then do the eyeliner on my eyelid. And you want to try to get your eyeliner to look the same on both sides. I think they look pretty even. Of course, you don't have to do winged liner with this if you don't want to. You can just do normal eyeliner or no eyeliner at all. But I like to do winged eyeliner because I think it looks good. So after that, I'm going to take my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I'm going to curl my eyelashes because I'm going to put on fake eyelashes later, and I like to curl my eyelashes before I put on fake eyelashes, and I like to do my mascara before I put on my fake eyelashes so that I don't get my fake eyelashes all clumpy. So I'm just going to curl my eyelashes and then put on some mascara. I'm going to go back in with my Huda Beauty palette and my Morphe 35B palette right here, like I used before. And from the Huda Beauty palette, I'm going to take the packer brush that I used earlier to put the purple on the outer V right here. I'm going to clean it off in my little brush cleaner thingy so that it doesn't have any purple on it when I first start using it. Just make sure it's clean. First, I'm going to take the same shade that I took earlier as my transition shade, which is Shy. And I'm going to get that on my packer brush, tap off the excess, and I'm going to put that underneath my lower lashes and kind of blend it down to make it as like the first shade of like the smoked out like lower lash line shadow. So I'm going to take it like this, and I'm going to put it under here, and I'll take it all the way in like that, and bring it down like this. And if you don't like how low it gets, you can always take your beauty blender and kind of correct it. After I do the shade Shy, I'm going to clean off my brush and my little brush cleaner thingy. And then I'm going to take the shade Flamingo right here, the bright pink. And instead of just taking this one, I'm going to dip into that. And then I'm going to dip into the super bright pink shade that we used in our crease earlier and mix them together on the packer brush like so. Tap off the excess and go under my lashes again, but a little bit higher and tighter, like closer to my lashes than I did the shade Shy. After that, I'm going to wipe off the fallout that got on my nose and under my eye, like that. And then I'm going to take an angled brush, if I can find it, maybe not. Well, here it is. It's a Morphe brush from the same brush set that I've been using, and I'm going to dip it into the purple shade that we put on our outer V right here. Just tap it in there like that. And I use an angled brush because it's really skinny and I don't have like a flat top brush, and I think that this works just the same as a flat top brush. But I'm going to pack it really close to my waterline so that, because there's kind of like a space of like skin right there that you can see, I'm going to pack it right there so you can't see that, and then blend it down a little bit into the other shadows that I have under my lashes. So I'm going to pack it like that, and it looks like a really crazy purple wine right now, but I'll blend that out in a second. Dip back in, tap it off, and you go back in on the other eye and do this. After you have it like that under there, I'm going to take this smaller brush right here. I had to clean it off because that's silver on it, but it's really small like this, and it's kind of flat, as you can see from the side. But I'm going to clean it off because it has silver on it from doing somebody else's makeup the other day. And then I'm going to dip into the same purple shade that we've been using. And I'm going to blend out that line that we just did with the purple so that it blends into the other colors and it doesn't look really super harsh under there or anything like that. So, sorry, I thought my light wasn't on. I was about to be really mad. But take that brush and blend out the other colors, or blend out the purple into the other colors. So after you're done with that, I'm going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Sugar Glow Kit, and I'm going to use this for my face highlight, my nose highlight, all that, and my inner corner and brow bone highlight, because it's like pink toned, and clearly our eyeshadow today is pink toned, so I want it to, I don't know, kind of have that iridescent type of pinky look to it. I'm going to take this super small, like rounded flat brush, and it came in a little pack of like 7 brushes from Sephora. My mom got it as like a sample, I think. But I'm going to take the shade Marshmallow, which is like the white shade, and it has like a pink and gold like reflect to it. Here, I'll just swatch it for you. Looks like that. Super pretty. I'm going to take it on this really small brush and dip right into there like that. Tap it like once. And then I'm going to put that on my brow bone and my inner corner of both eyes. And you want to make sure that when you do your brow bone highlight that you blend it good into the rest of your eyeshadow, because you don't want to have like a harsh white line and then your nice blended out eyeshadow that you spent so much time on just looking bad because you have harsh brow bone highlight. So you want to blend it in there really good. Do the same thing to the other eye. Go like this. And I like to kind of bring it down a little bit to blend it into my other eyeshadow, like that. And then, after you do that, you're gonna take the same brush, dip back into the same white shade that I swatched on my finger, called Marshmallow, and you're going to do your inner corner highlight. So you take that brush and take it in your inner corner. Okay, and then after that, you're done with your eyes, so I'm going to wipe off my finger on my makeup wipe because I keep getting highlight everywhere. But anyways, you're going to take your same mascara and do your bottom lashes. Like this. I kind of move back and forth so that it coats my lashes evenly, and that's the way that I do it. So now I'm going to take my Ardell Faux Mink lashes in the number 812, and super big tip on your lashes is I think that using black lash glue is the best choice, because sometimes clear can dry a little white. I feel like it says that it dries clear, but I think it dries kind of white. So black I think looks the best because it blends in with your mascara and your eyeliner, but that's just my opinion. Also, it's a good thing to like take the eyelashes off the thing, put them up to your eye and see if they're too long, because it's really, like, it sucks to have eyelashes that are too long for your eye shape, because they can like hang off the sides and come off easier than if you were to just trim them and make them fit your eye. And I like to put on my eyelashes with tweezers, so that's what I'm going to do. I keep them in a little case thing so I don't lose them, but I use like the Tweezerman ones, and they're just my favorite tweezers to pluck my eyebrows with too. But I'd be really gentle with your eyelashes when you pull them off the thing so that you don't rip them. There's a little bit of extra adhesive right here, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that off because it's going to look clumpy. But after you get that, you're going to take your falsie, take your eyelash glue, dip it in there, go over your eyelash band. Make sure you have eyelash glue that's not half dried. This is my sister's, so I don't know, it was out in her car. So it could just be because it was cold outside, I guess. I don't really know. But go over your lash band, and then I like to it's easier if you blow on it, wave it around, whatever you want to do, to kind of make the glue tacky, because it's harder to adjust them when they're wet and they move around more when you blink. Seriously, I'm just gonna rip my eyeball out because this hurts so bad, whatever's in here, and I really can't figure it out. Can't see it, don't know where it's at. Stick it on in the middle. That middle and then the inner corner, and then I always pull outside up and down to stick to my lash line, because like I said, you don't want there to be a space like in between your eyelashes and your fake ones. So just stick those on there. And then I feel like the inner corner of mine never like stick all the way. So I take some of the lash glue. By the way, I'm using the Duo brush on adhesive with vitamins in the shade dark. And I'm going to take the brush and very carefully so you don't get glue. Sorry, I'm about to sneeze. Glue on your eyelashes. Look down. And get glue on the inner corner. Take your tweezers and push them in until it dries. By in, I mean like up against your eyelid. What I like to do when I am done with my falsies is I like to take, I think it's coming off. Okay. I like to take my mascara again, but just like the tiniest bit. I'm going to take a different one. Never mind. I can't find it, so never mind. I'm going to take the same one I used before, my Better Than Sex mascara. I'm just going to go over my lashes a little bit so that they blend in with my real ones, but just the tiniest bit because I don't want my eyelashes to get clumpy. Just like that. And when you are done with that, you are done with the makeup look. So I am done for today. I'm just going to take some of the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, and it's like the de-slick one, so my face doesn't get oily throughout the day. Do a couple sprays of that. Let that dry. And after that, you are all finished. Thank you guys for watching my video today. This is my first one, so, I mean, if it's not the best, I apologize, but hey, whatever. This is the look you guys asked for on Twitter. I'll probably do another poll soon so I can do my second video. See what you guys want to see. Send me in my DMs on Twitter or Instagram. I'm going to post this video on both, so the link will be in my bio to watch it. So that's that. I'll leave my Instagram username in the description below and my Twitter one. Also leave my Snapchat so you guys can add me on there. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video.